Hello and good evening wherever you are, or good afternoon. Basically, depends where you are in the world and where you're watching us. This is Atlantic TV Live. Of course, we call it Sport 360 Live on Atlantic TV from the little smiling coast of Africa, West Africa, and in our studios right here in the West Coast region side of Gambia. That is Farato. Well, we're so happy, and I'm so happy that to once again welcome you today for another episode of your favorite sport program on TV, that is Sport 360 Live with me, myself, Big Sam. Another Sunday, and remember this program is streamed it's run every Sunday from the 8 to 9 o'clock. And myself, like you can see under the screen, you can see sponsors invited on the program, and that will motivate us to bring you more interviews and more sports related issues on your platform. All right, thank you so much. I'm Big Sam once again, and today we'll be on Sport 360 Live. We'll be talking about athletics, and of course in the Gambia, anywhere you are, you can see all around the nation is athletics fever that is sweeping, especially secondary school sports. And notwithstanding today, once again, Sport 360, I'm the host, Bakary Manneh, aka Big Sam. And my guest today is Ismaila Ceesay, the president of Gambia Secondary School Sports Association. For the first time, we got him in our press conference when GSSA called, but today I have him live in our studio, and I'm so happy, elated. And I definitely want to thank him before he come for giving all his time and of course busy schedule to come all the way. I have to extend him from his office to come right here. Ismaila, welcome to Sport 360 Live Atlantic TV.
Thank you, Big Sam. Thanks for having me today here at Atlantic TV. I think this is my first time of being in the studio here.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So the floor is there for you to greet the viewers and all over the world, where everyone
All right, thank you, viewers. And I'm so elated, so happy to be here today, to be part and parcel of this particular, sensational program called Sports 360. This is my first time of being here in the studio, and I want to urge all of you to follow up the program and then be here always at the same time, the same place, and that is Atlantic TV in West Coast Radio.
Thank you very much, Atlantic TV, the home of TV Revolution. And this is Sport 360 Live with me, myself, Big Sam International. Well, Ismaila, thank you once again. And first and foremost, as you already said, that's the first time. And of course, my viewers, although they've been viewing your press conferences, etc., about the secondary school, but first time in the studio, who is Ismaila Ceesay?
Yeah, thanks so much for that question. I'm Ismaila Ceesay, the president of Secondary School Sports Association. I have been in charge of this association since way back around 2018. Well, before that, I was the vice president of the association. I was deputizing Mr. Martin Gomez, who was the president and now the life president of this association. I was a principal in upper and senior secondary school in CRR, wherein I spent greater chunk or part of my youthful time, or years in Bansang. And then now the principal of Latrikunda Sabiji Upper and Senior Secondary School.
Plazas, huh?
Plazas.
Plazas.
Fondly called Plazas.
Plazas.
But we don't want to call the school as Plazas.
Some people are confident and say, Plazas,
in fact,
yeah, I know.
In fact, if you don't mention Plazas, they don't seem to know the school. So Plazas has actually overshadowed the real name of the school.
Okay.
And also I'm doubling as the president of the Gambia Teachers Union, representing teachers in this country.
Wow, awesome. What a wonderful CV there. So, I have a very perfect guest for you, and I'm so happy to have you. All right, in your deliberation introduction, you make mention a little bit about the history of GSSA, that is Gambia Secondary School Sports. Can you give us a brief background of the Gambia Secondary School Sports?
Yeah, Secondary School Sports Association, or Gambia Secondary School Sports Association, started way back in the 80s. It has been a very old association which has been here trying to provide the right platform for school children years ago. And I think since when I was very much interested in school sports, that was the time when I became the principal of a secondary school. And I realized that in order to have a very good school, or a school that is full of fun and also academics, you need to at least try to at least involve yourself in sporting activity. Okay. And I started participating in school sports championship way back in the early 2000s, when I was on postings in URR. That was around Nyakoi and then Diabugu, and then from there Bansang. And then, as time goes on, I develop interest in, because Secondary School Sports Association is an association that is always headed by school principals.
School principals.
Yeah, it has been,
Okay.
The school's principal. So people realize that this is a principal who has developed much interest in the association. So they decided to build interest in me to come forward and then serve as the leadership or the president of the association. Since when Martin stepped aside, I came forward massively. Was voted in by the people, the teachers and principals that were in that particular congress. And then, but Secondary School Sports Association, has been here, like I said earlier, for a very long time. And then it has been the likes of Willie Carr, before Martin Gomez was the president of this association, and others, Bakary Manneh, Mr. Cham, who was later the chairman of a competition of Secondary School Sports Association, and the likes of Mr. Toure, the former governor, were all part and parcel of School Sports Association. Chonobara Toure. Mm-hmm. So a lot of people passed through Secondary School Sports Association into the leadership and also into the executive. Up to the time when we were taking over from Martin Gomez, the late Mr. Bakary Manneh was also part of the association. He was the admin and finance officer for the Secondary School Sports Association in our office at the Independence Stadium. And then Martin was the president. And then from there, the executive changed in hands, and then up to the time when we stepped up to at least take charge of this particular association. Yeah. So, but then school sports has been here for a long time, and it has been providing the right platform for students, school-going children, to showcase their talents in both football, athletics, volleyball, basketball, badminton, and a lot of sporting activities that are going on in this country. Yeah, our operation is not only restricted to athletics, but athletics, is one of the enthusiastic event that most of the people are interested in seeing. Football also, which is organized across the country, because we are one of the only grassroots associations that organize events across the across the length and breadth of the country.
As the teachers call it, from Bolibana to Carton.
From Bolibana to Carton.
Mostly these people will say from Koina to Carton, but school sport will tell you from Bolibana to Carton.
Yeah, because we have a school ahead.
Ahead of Koina.
We call it Bolibana.
Which is Bolibana. Yeah?
Yes.
But this have to do with, as we normally call it, primary school sport, which normally comes at independence?
Yeah, Primary School Sports Association is also there, that takes care of the school-going children. Okay. We have a long-standing history of athletic championship within the primary schools, okay, across the country.
Yeah, that have been
that partakes, in the independence, during the Independence Day in the evening. So that has been there, and then the Primary School Sports Association is, basically in charge of that. But for us, we deal with secondary schools. That is why it is called Secondary School Sports Association.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Of course, Ceesay. Now let's moving forward. When do you became the president of GSSSA?
Yeah, I became the president of GSSA way back in 2018. Around that time, when I was voted in as the president of the association. But like I said, before then I was the vice president.
In the system.
I was in the system, the vice president, deputizing Martin Gomez. When I was also doubling as a principal Bansang Senior Secondary School then. Since then, I took over from Martin and then became the president. I'm on my second tenure. I finished my first tenure, which is 4 years, and on my second tenure, and I will be finishing next year, inshallah.
Next year, inshallah. Well, that is Mr. Ceesay for you. I want to touch this because we'll come for some changes, but let me clear this for me, myself, and my viewer. During my time going to secondary high school, we used to have inter-house, then inter-schools became. But this time around, we'll come to explain to you, this time around, it's like hits all over the country and then you go. Those days, what's the difference? Because, or maybe that's where my knowledge was with this, because we need to have like, okay, for instance, Crab Island will have their inter-house, LK will have St. Augustine, all this, and then at the end of the day, all the schools meet at the stadium and then we have, but it's a bit changes now.
It's almost the same structure, the same system is in place. You know, before
there was nothing like hits across the regions. And
before secondary school sports was not very much expand.
Okay.
You know, their coverage area was not big.
Maybe
one can say. Although before the number of schools that participate in school sport championship, you know, majority are within the Greater Banjul.
Okay.
So in the provincial area, it's only 2 officials from the School Sports Association who will go there and conduct the hits.
Okay.
You know, at a smaller level, smaller scale. Even the first time when my school was participating in it, Bansan Senior Secondary School, then it was only a few schools that would gather.
Okay.
You know, but since I came in, we tried as much as possible to propagate it with the help of the media in the country. This is why we, you know, during our last, you know, press conference, I mentioned that the media are our friends.
Obviously.
You know, they are the ones that help us to propagate, you know, secondary school sports, you know, activities, you know, across the country. Because now, in every region, you have more than 20 to 30 schools. Sometimes it goes beyond 40 schools that will participate in our championship. If before our structures were like this, we have URR and CRR join in one zone, then LRR and NBR also in one zone, West Coast in one zone, and then KM and Banjul in one zone. But then, in URR and CRR, you will have over 45 to 46 schools that will participate, you know, in one championship. And then later on, we make sure that we involve the other stakeholders, like the Regional Education Directorate. And then we also have coordinators, because we have our own existing structures on the ground. Okay. In each region, we have our local organizing committee, we call them LOC, wherein they have the chairperson, the treasurer, the vice chair, you know, and so on. So together with the MOIS, the Ministry of Youth and Sports official is also part of the local structure. And then also we have the regional office sports desk officer is also part of the structure, you know, and so on, because we make sure it is all inclusive. Anyone that is in the region that has to deal with sports is part of the structures. That is our original plan for the structures. So that helps in, you know, making sure that, you know, this sport championship is propagated effectively. And this is why we have seen an outstanding, you know, the number of schools coming up. You know, a lot of schools are coming up to take part in this championship. And then again, for this year, we decided to separate the regions, because since when we understand that, yes, regions or zones join together, but it is also creating some complications for other regions. Okay. Like, for example, CRR and URR zone, they have to rotate. This year, the championship is in Basse. The following year, it is in Bansang. Another year, it is in Basse, and another year is in Bansang. So, wherein a championship is in Basse, schools right inside Nyamina, Dankunku, for example, had to travel a very long distance to go all the way to Basse, and then which caused some constraints in terms of transport cost and other logistics. So we decided to at least separate the regions now, and then, you know, allow them to be the way they are. They are regions, because we are also following educational regions across the country, partially educational regions, because CRR is now divided into 2. We have what we call CRR North and South, and also we have URR separately, and we have LRR, and then we have West Coast also is divided into 2. We have the West Coast East, that is the Fonyis, and then we also have the West Coast West, and then we have the KM, that is Banjul and Kanifing municipality schools. So if you look at these structures, we are going by that strictly, except for one region that is not divided. That is region 3 and 4,
region 3 and 4.
LRR and, you know, NBR. Okay. The reason being, region 4 does not have a ground. you know, a well-fenced school, you know, wherein we can host this championship. Remember, we are looking for those type of grounds that are level, grounds that we can draw our lanes, and will be able to get a complete 400-meter lanes in it. And then if we don't have that, we have to, you know, move them to another region, because we want the championship to be a standard championship wherein all athletes will compete effectively without any problem. And again, also, we consider the perimeter fencing of the field, because we also ask for gate takings, because that is also, you know, something that we depend upon as an association to be able to at least take care of some other logistics for the championship. Remember, it's a very expensive program to host this or to stage athletic championship across the country. It costs us fortune. Because when we are hosting this program, we all come from schools. But my own school is participating, my vice president's schools is participating, the secretaries, all of them, they all came from school. We are all from school system. So yeah, they are all participating. So therefore, in order to have a fair play and not to be biased or to favor our own schools, we have to bring independent judges who are ex-athletes. Ex-athletes will come and then, you know, serve as judges. Neutral person. Okay. All right. Myself, I don't take part in the championship. The moment it starts, I don't have a role.
We hardly even see you.
Yeah, I don't have a role. In fact, I hardly go to the field. So the chairman of competition is identified by the Ministry of Basic and Secondary Education, who will also be there. He's not affiliated to any school. Bakary Manneh is the headmaster of one of the schools in Farato here. I think Farato Busumbala, I don't know. So he did not come from any of the secondary schools. So he's a neutral person who will be there, who will be observing how things are going. In case of judges, he is the one who approved the judges, who's supposed to serve as judges, to avoid biasness, to avoid being sided with your school, to avoid supporting your school, and then also to avoid violence. Because if you are, if you are called upon to serve as a judge, at the end point, you are the one giving the token to for the first position. Obviously, if there is a tie and your school is there, you will want to give it to your school.
That's human.
Everybody want to support their school. Yeah.
Well, that was so detailed. Thank you so much. Remember, this is Sport 360 Live coming up on Atlantic TV, the home of TV Revolution, every Sunday from the hour 8 to 9 o'clock, and I'm Big Sam presenting. Mr. Ceesay, thank you very much. Let's now come to some of the achievements. Let's talk about some of the achievements during your reign. Let's not go beyond you, but when you took over, some of the achievements.
There were a lot of things that we have achieved together, myself and my executive.
The team, let's say the team.
Yeah, the team. Okay. Because I have very, excellent team. There are people, young people who are very good, very focused, and they always take advice and always follow some of the directives that I always give for them to operate, within, to ensure that we achieve our targets at the end of the day. Every year since I came in, we have never failed. Everything goes on successfully as planned. We understand each other. We have been communicating very well, and that is why we were able to succeed in a lot of things. One of the number one thing that we have succeeded in achieving is to ensure that all the secondary schools in the country partake in the school sports championship, irrespective of whichever part of the region you are or the part of the country you are. Everybody have to participate in the championship. And that has actually helped even the new schools that were created a few years ago. They also came up to participate in the championship. And the other thing also, when I was coming in, the prize money for schools was just 5,000 for the upper basic schools, and then 10,000 for the senior secondary schools. Okay. So when I came in, the very first year I came in as the president, I discussed with the executive. I said to them, this year we are going to increase the prize money to 100,000. So which was something big to everybody. Yeah. And our target is, like as I'm talking to you, my target is to increase the prize money to almost to 500,000.
Wow, half a million.
Yeah, $500,000, because sports is expensive. Every team that participates or school that participates in the championship, it took them time and resources, a lot of resources, are being invested in to ensure that they prepare well to come and partake in the championship. So if you look at their preparation, the athletes that are within the school, the fares you are giving to them, their outfit, the sport apparels and so on, all those things together definitely is a fortune. Even 100,000 is very small. But again, you know, the executive, we went further to this year, we had an AGM and we passed a resolution that we are no longer going to give cash.
Okay.
We want to change it because what we realized over the years, a lot of schools have been struggling to, you know, put on the right outfit to participate in the championship.
Okay.
You were in Brikama, you have seen.
Yeah.
Some schools will dress very well. The big guns will always have the funds
They will have the funds
you
to
know,
come up with
because you know, for them they compete with everything. So, but you have the small schools that are coming up, they don't have anything. You know, the schools depend on their SIG, the School Improvement Grant, and which is very small. Some schools, you know, because that money is given based on the population of the school. So if your school population is 200 students, will be multiplied by maybe, you know, 500 or 350 or something like that. Okay. So if you look at that money, you will not be able to buy all the sportswears you needed, and then also prepare your students, support them by giving them fares to and fro to be coming for training and so on, which is going to be very difficult.
Definitely.
The other thing that we have achieved, which is also one of the, you know, excellent things that we have, you know, at least achieved over the years, is when it comes to the areas of football. Football too, with the support of GFF, we are able to at least, you know, conduct, you know, these football activities across the country. You know, all over all the regions were able to do their qualifiers, and then the qualifying schools in each of the region, you know, a particular number of schools in each of the region will qualify, and then, you know, we'll meet in Jarasoma. Every year we do meet in Jarasoma. We take care of all our activities. We host the schools, we host the executive members and the referees, a set of referees from LRR who will, you know, officiate our games, and then everything will start from the beginning to the end without any hitches. So we are able to, you know, achieve, you know, a lot of things. You know, sports free of violence is one thing that we have achieved. And the other thing is to abolish cheating. We tried over the years to ensure that cheating is, you know, abolished from our sports, that is athletic championship and football. We did we came up with rules and regulations. Schools did not adhere to that. And then we continue with that. You know, we said any athlete that is found or school that is found wanting of cheating or bringing up an athlete that is unqualified or has graduated over the years, you know, the school will be disqualified. We did that, but still, you have some coaches who are very stubborn. They still go ahead and, you know, bring in unqualified athletes that are not, you know, or that are not supposed to partake in the championship for that particular year. But a few years ago, you know, I came up with an electric broom to deal with all the schools that, you know, cheated, because I want to make sure that cheating is totally abolished from secondary school sports championship. And that has successfully, you know, gone very well. Since that year, up to date, we have, you know, cheating is done, but at a very, you know, limited, you know, number. You know, because very few schools, you know, are found wanting of, you know, cheating. You know, especially last year, it was only Latrikunda Sabeje that was found wanting. My own school, you know, we were found wanting of at least, you know, one athlete that, you know, it was claimed that yes, this particular athlete has sat to grade 9 twice, which is not to the knowledge of Latrikunda Sabeje. But at least we accept the rules. You know, the rules says that if you are found wanting of that, you will be charged. You'll be fined to pay $20,000, of which we pay. And my former school, that particular year, I had to sanction my former school, my school too, because that year, Botrob, Mahad, you know, a lot of schools, all the big schools were all found wanting of cheating, including Bansang, you know, in CRR, the St. George's and others. So all those schools were all fined. You know, banned for that particular year, and then they had to come up and then, you know, participate cleanly without any, you know, unqualified at least being part of their team. So a lot of things. If you want me to go further, I can still go further by giving you, you know, some of the things that we have, you know, successfully carried out since we came up, and we are also trying to at least diversify the championship to bring international standards into our competition.
Into the competition.
Yeah, exactly. Because if we watch our finals, the way and manner in which we organize the finals, it's not just a mere school program. It's like an Olympic Games. All right. It's unfortunate that Gambia does not have a stadium with tracks as at now, as I'm talking to you, because the stadium is disabled for now. Yeah. But then maybe with time, government will actually come up with the initiative to build a stadium that we have tracks, that we can actually, stage our championship on a running track without actually running on the sand.
Yeah.
Definitely,
I see talents that I know when they put on the spikes and they are on the rubber, they will not even run, but they will fly.
Yeah, honestly. Gambia definitely have talents. Gambia have talents.
They definitely have talents.
Because every year new talents emerge. Both in football, football, athletics, and then volleyball. Because these are the three now we are participating in for now. Because we have limited resources in order to expand and then get into other activities.
All right, Ismail, achievement goes with constraints. Some of the constraints that you faced, because most of the press conference that we attend of yours, notwithstanding, you will always talk about constraints.
Yeah. Constraints, is a similar constraint that all these sporting, clubs and associations are facing. Exactly. Finance. Financial resources is one of the biggest constraints. We didn't have, 100% sponsor. Okay. To our programs.
Okay.
We are all the time yearning to have that, to have a company, either a telecom giant or a bank or any other, financial institution or businesses that will want to come and support the Gambian youth, especially those that are going to school. This is the future. These are the future of the Gambia, and we are hoping that one day or the other, AfriCell or QCell will come into our aid, because we are in talks or in negotiations with them, these two telecom giants. Whosoever is ready to put big things on the table for us, obviously we will just will not hesitate to accept their offer and then partner with them, to be able to organize our event the way we want it. For football, GFF, because we are an allied association to the Gambia Football Federation. So they give us, last year they gave us over $1.2 million, to organize football championship across the country. Okay. And, football, we all know, is a very expensive, enterprise. And then athletics too. For athletics, we didn't have it. Before, we had GT Bank that chips in for football. The Principal's Cup. But that contract finishes and it was not renewed again. And then since then, we were without a sponsor, but it's only GFF that chip in to give us finances to support the football preliminaries and also the finals in Jarasoma. And but athletics this time around, we hope and pray that even for football, and athletics, another company will come up. But our own teacher, financial institution, that is GTU, CCU, Gambia Teachers Union, Cooperative Credit Union, is also, one of the biggest sponsors. They have been doing it since years ago, almost 4 years ago. They give us 500,000. Secondary school sports and primary school sports, of which 250 goes to primary and 250 goes to secondary. And then this year they decided to increase the sponsorship, because they always take care of our prize money, the money that we give out to the winners. And then this year they came up with 1 million for primary and that of the secondary school sports. But the good chunk of the money goes to secondary school sports. That is $700,000, and that we will be using to take care of other, logistical arrangements for our finals, and then also the prize money and so on and so forth. But like I said, we are not giving out cash prizes. We don't want to give out cash prizes. So we want to buy sport apparels and then, sport gears and then, support schools with that.
Yeah. But I think that's so important, and like the FIFA will tell you, small referees or whatever are giving gadgets, but they are not giving money. Like
they don't give in money. So we are following the same footsteps.
And then I think that's a change, which is my next question about. Instead of at the finals, we have some medals like in the real. But just quickly there, you know some of the changes that occur, because every year when we go for press conference, there's another new trend that has been added on the stuff. Let's say sometime from last year and this year. Tell some of the changes, and like the changes you're talking about not giving money, about now on the final we're giving medals. Tell some of the changes and some of the events that have been inculcated in this. So
yeah, every year we come up with new additions. You know, we always initiate, we always innovate. We come up with new additions just to make sure we add some spices to our championship. We don't want it to be the same normal thing.
The same level.
Yeah, we want people to be seeing differences all the time, and even those who are participating in the championship also let them see some new additions, some new differences. Let them feel something different. That last year it was this, or years ago it was this, but this time around is something different. This year, when you look at it, what we said during the press conference, we stated that clearly. This time around the finals, we are not looking at points. When you look at it, regional qualifiers, they look at the points. They say school X, like Mahad got 375 points.
Yes, and
but if you look at it, sometimes a school might get the highest points, but when you go by Olympic standards, that school might not even be the winner.
By virtue of the medals, or
yeah, by virtue of the medals. Okay. If you go by virtue of medals, that school might not be the winner. Okay. Because maybe the school has been getting a lot of second, third, but few first positions. You may get a school or see a school that has about maybe 10 first positions, but also a lot of second, a lot of fourth and fifth and so on.
Stuff, exactly.
You understand? So, but through point system, that school did not win.
Okay.
Because the school came up with a lot of qualifiers.
Okay.
Maybe they qualified in all their events during the hits.
Yeah.
And then, they may not be performing very well during the finals. They will come up with, during the finals, they will be, in their events, they will be getting third position, fourth position, fifth position, sixth position, and the likes. But you can see a school that comes with only 10 qualifiers.
Wow.
And then they win all the 10, events. They have 10 straight medals. Gold medals. So that school, when you go by gold medal ranking,
okay,
they may qualify. They may come as the winner.
So this time around, it's strictly
gold medals.
And that's going to be a final. Remember was the final this year?
Yeah, the finals is going to be in Basse. For the first time, we are moving the finals out from Brikama.
To the regions?
To the regions, for the first time. Athletic championship. No, for the second time, because it was in Farafenye.
One time it was in Farafenye.
2015, 2016, it was in Farafenye.
Okay.
And then, Brikama, all the past years, it used to be at the Independence Stadium. So, but this time around, we are going all the way in URR. So we are urging the governors, the area council, anyone in URR, even those URR residents who are here, you want to be very well entertained. From the 28th to the 23rd.
28th to the 23rd.
Yeah, 4 days. It's going to start on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And it's going to be an intriguing final. It's not just going to be like the 8 qualifiers will stand on the lane. No. Those who qualified in the regions must go through another preliminaries.
Oh.
Yeah, they must go through another hits during the final, just like Olympics.
Okay.
You have the quarterfinal, semi-final, and then the final.
And then you have the final.
So we also going to do the same thing.
We are Olympic standard now.
Olympic standards. The only thing that is actually, stopping us to get the Olympic standard is the stadium.
It's the stadium. Oh yeah, I said that before.
We wish we have the stadium. We have the carpets,
and we
wherein we all go really sit down and watch. Honestly, you will see talents.
Obviously.
Yeah.
People, I mean, about the 5,000.
Honestly, you can, we are bigger than any sporting association here.
Definitely.
What we can do, no sporting association can match our standards. Honestly. I can say this anywhere, and I'm saying it in the television, and I'm sure it's worldwide. So
this is
nobody, no sporting association in the Gambia can do what we are able to do. Secondary School Sports Association, yes. Because we are organizing hits in every region.
Yeah.
3-4 days across all the regions. And then again, finals, we bring, close to 1,000 athletes together. We feed them. We provide everything for them. And then again, stage the championship in a very peaceful environment.
Yeah.
We provide the security, We make sure everything is provided, you know, in terms of, you know, the other logistics are all done. We bring the media, we, you know, whosoever comes there, definitely you are happy. Right. So this is why I want to tell all institutions across the country, being, you know, telecom giants or other financial institutions, let them understand that, you know, you may be supporting first division, yes, second division, yes, but it's just within here. It's just within the urban area. Are we are nationwide?
So let me get this Zoom.
You want to
tell you this. Let me get this Zoom. Can you zoom me the camera people? If you need, no, I still don't have the Zoom from my people. Okay, Zoom me, not Ismaila. I want to be Zoom. I want to make this thing clear to whoever is watching.
TV program.
If you need publicity, or if you need visibility for that matter, let me break it down to visibility. I think secondary school sports is the largest gathering in there. Remember, every year, I will have to speak on behalf of Ismaila here. They do hits in Basse, hits in Bansang, hits in Kaur, hits in Farafenye, hits in West Coast, which West Coast is divided into two. Remember, in fact, CRR is divided into two because we have Bansang and we have the Kaur, and that is the north and east. Then you have schools in LRR and NBR put together in Farafenye. And then we have West Coast, which is divided now. West Coast Region 2 East is Sibanor End. And West Coast Region 2 West is Brikame, which we have just completed. So next week, Ismaila will tell you we're moving 2 places next week. This weekend coming, West Coast Region 2 East, that is in Sibanor, and then Region 1, which is schools in Banjul and Serekunda, will be at Abuko. So like he said, I don't think no association is doing that. After that, remember, the big final is going to be in Passe from the 28th of this month, February, to the 23rd. So I think basically, if you need visibility, definitely, Rocky B, if you need visibility for Atlantic TV, go and cover the school sport. All right, this is a confusion for many people. That secondary school and school sports. Can you break it down for us to?
The people shorten it to say school sports.
Okay.
All right. When you say school sports, it includes both primary school and because there you did not differentiate it.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but a lot of people will say, "Oh, school sports are here," because it's the secondary school sports that they have been seen visible everywhere.
Everywhere. Yes.
All every part of the country. Remember, every school-going children love these sports. Every school-going children, they love these sports. You know, the reason why football is not that much propagated because we don't get the media following us in football.
But then they are all part of these school sports.
Yeah, they are all part of it. Everything.
Before you go, help us here. Which are part of these school sports? Apart from athletics, you have athletics,
football,
volleyball,
basketball, and others like tech ball, badminton, and all those things are part of school sports.
Okay.
Because we have a lot of other associations that are partnering with schools.
Okay.
So we want to at least, if we can get it in the future, the country can be able to get a stadium that will definitely be able to house all these. One can conduct all the sporting activities there. Okay. We will be more than willing to at least partner with them.
To do everything out there.
To do everything. Because, you know, you want to catch them young, it's the only place is schools. You want to catch them young. All these at least you want to get them young. The only place for them is schools. Barely 90% of Gambian children are all going to school now.
Yeah.
So therefore, in order to get the talents at that tender age, you only go to the school.
Yeah, because I remember my time we have the school boys internationally.
Exactly.
We have the legends of Daudaba, the Baimale Sala.
We want to bring those glory days.
Yeah,
we want to bring the glory days back.
Those are those school-going children. I mean, they will be going to school and playing for the national team, either in any category, basketball, volleyball. And I think, Ismaila, that would be very, very good if you can still have that.
Yeah.
You know, because those are then, I think, the last person who comment was the likes of, I think, Soljai and all, and the schoolboy international. I think the Gambia last guy I remember, Ato Gomez.
Yeah.
If I can remember, was
it
was on and then. So basically, I think it's a very, very
school. You know, when you look at the Gambia's finest athletes and footballers, they all sprout from schools.
Schools, exactly.
Gambia's finest athletes and footballers, they all pass through this championship.
Today,
which of the athletes are we talking about here in the Gambia? even the babies, the children all know the name Jinabas. They all be talking about Jinabas, I am Jinabas, I am this. The boys, when it goes to the football domain, everybody want to mention, name themselves after Yankuba Minteh. Yankuba Minteh played our Principal's Cup here at the Independence Stadium.
Wow.
But then he was a very small boy, but wonderful player,
at the time
too. So, supporting school sports, it means you are supporting the future of this country. Because Gambia have something that they fail to embrace. Not many countries were able to at least come together and form associations like this. Senegal does not have school sports.
They don't.
They don't. They depend on the academies and so on. But the Gambia have a school sport, a well-structured school sport. We have the top-notch executive structure is there. In every region, we have the structures there. And our structures are vibrant in the regions. Anytime we call on them, they are ever ready.
They are ever ready.
They prepare the grounds before the executive members will come together with we call it the National Organizing Committee, to come and meet the LOC and then stage this championship.
Fantastic.
So Secondary School Sports Association is one of the best.
One of the best. All right, generally, Mr. Ceesay, as time is running out, what can you tell us generally about Gambia Senior Secondary School Sports Association, or the most important information?
Right now, Gambia Secondary School Sports Association is a household name in this country. And our main activities, like I mentioned earlier, is the athletic, football, volleyball. For now, we are concentrating on that for now. And then again, we are every year, we don't want to go away from our core mandates. We want to ensure that every year we organize athletics, we organize football, we organize basketball. And this is why we are rigorously pursuing, going after institutions to ensure that we are able to get sponsors so that we can organize these events in a big time. All right. And then we want it to be all inclusive, bringing all athletes across the country together under one umbrella, and then for them to compete, and then the Gambia produced the young athletes that will represent the Gambia in the international arena, both football and athletics. Remember, school sports produce athletes, footballers for the last under-17.
Yeah,
In fact, 90% of the players in the under-17 team came from our Jarasoma, Jarasoma football championship. And then the under-15 CAF school football championship also, the entire team is from the schools. Because that is purely school program. And all those things have been done because we have a robust and a vibrant executive that is in place. And then we never fail in staging our championship. Since I came in, and well before me, every year the championship has been going on. Except for 2011, when there was a clash between Bansang Senior Secondary School and that of Amity. Then the government decided to suspend the program for that particular year.
For a little while,
yeah. But since then, we are able to rewind ourselves and then reorganize and then come up with a program again. And since then, there was no problem. Because we have strict rules and regulations that we don't entertain any indiscipline.
Exactly.
And any school that create indiscipline, we fine you and ban you from the championship. Minimum ban is 3 years.
Wow.
And the moment we apply that onto schools, when they go and come back, everyone
is steady.
Yeah, everyone is steady. Because one, we don't want to entertain cheating, and two, we don't want to entertain indiscipline. We are from schools. This is why even this year you have seen school children were denied of their first positions in certain events because of their appearance.
Yeah, I saw.
Yeah, because of their appearance.
Certain haircuts and all that
because
stuff,
in as much as you are a student, you must appear like a student.
Like a student.
But you put on locks and put on other rastas on your head. You don't appear like a student. Obviously, you cannot partake in our championship. Yeah, and then on that note, I want to thank the Ministry of Basic and Secondary Education. We came from the ministry. We are staff of the Ministry of Basic and Secondary Education. All of us, everybody in this school sports championship, school sports executive, we are all part and parcel of the Basic and Secondary Education. We thank the Permanent Secretary, Louis Moses Mendy, for always being there for us. He's supporting, he's trying to link us with institutions, trying to find a sponsor for the school sports, because, you know, sports is part of the curriculum, you know, for Ministry of Basic and Secondary Education. And we are one of the arms of that particular aspect of the curriculum that is actually fulfilling the practical aspect of what is in the curriculum in terms of physical and health education. Yeah, so they have given us the room, they have given us the space, they have given us the opportunity and the, you know, and the time, because anytime we call on him to at least discuss some pertinent issues, he's always there for us. And this is why we are able to stage all our championship in schools. The children that travel will lodge in the schools. The head teachers, their doors are open, you know, in all the schools that we are able to, especially schools like Kobakunda Upper and Senior and the Lower Basic School. I want to thank the principals and the headmaster for, you know, opening up their doors to us. Bansan Senior Secondary School too, the principal right there and his entire administration for also giving us their space, because anytime we are housed, we normally spoil some chairs and tables. Yeah, I know. It's like, you know, we use their electricity and so on. But we cannot give them enough. Sometimes we'll contribute when it comes to cash power, but we cannot give them enough. Yeah. You know, because the school infrastructure is part and parcel of, it belongs to the Ministry of Basic and Secondary Education. And that opportunity is given to us. And then, you know, we go to other schools like Bottrop, also the same thing. I want to thank the principal and staff for the opportunity, for giving us the space. You know, and it's not easy to host, you know, schools. And also we'll be in Abuko and we'll be in Sibanor also. I'm sure Sibanor, Upper and Senior and the Lower Basic will be schools that will be hosting, a lot of schools that will be traveling to that particular venue. So all of them have been doing immensely very, very well. And the parents, the children are from homes. We have to thank the parents, you know, because without their support, we cannot get these children. Exactly. Yeah, we cannot get them. And also my executive members, they are very strong people. Very strong people. I want to thank them immensely, honestly. They are very strong.
Well, before Ismaila's panel, quickly, before they just to give, maybe I'll get Bakary Manneh or the SGO, Bakary Manneh in one of my episodes so that we can, by then all the hits will have been finished so that we can have the results from the schools. But just quickly for Brikama, which ended this last weekend, for senior secondary school, Mahad Senior Secondary School came first with 375. Followed by Jamisa, the defending champion. The defending champion. And Ismaila, after the announcement, you know what Jamisa was running around, they said, wait until Basse. Wait until they are just saying, I live with a Basse. So that means they have something in store for them in Basse.
No, but this time around, the way I'm seeing Mahad.
Okay, but this is two big guns. So
Mahad is scary.
The defending champion Jamisa came second in that with 314, and third is Bottrop Senior Secondary School. Well, they declined. They were the powerhouse of West Coast by the time of Martin, and then but now I think new one, but which is very good in sports. Yeah, I mean, sports. It's not. I mean, you have to see changes. So when you come to the upper basic in West Coast, remember West Coast 2 West. We have Mansakoli Bojang. Upper basic came first, 328. They have one of the best distance runner in Gambia. I wish that guy. I mean, Ismaila, you people have to spot that guy.
Yeah. Because he was able to round all his.
Oh my goodness!
All those that he's.
Imagine he have the spikes and at the stadium. That'd be a different ball game. And second is presentation of Mary Upper Basic, 274, and third is Sinchu Bali Upper Basic with 245. I cannot lay my hands on all of the results. Like I said, Bakary Manneh is one. The secretary and the competition director, Bakary Manneh, will come here after all the hits before the finals. I'll promise you that I was able to get something from our page. And this one was in schools, senior secondary schools in Farafene. So Farafene, they come first with 440 points. SO came third, 338 points, and third is St. Michael with 205 points. So for upper basic, we have Queen Ala from LRR. You know, it was LRR and NBR. Queen Ala topped that. I beg your pardon, sorry. Queen Ala was part of the school gain Sandal. So that those were the second. So the upper basic here, we have first came from SL Upper Basic School with 369 points, followed by Farafene Upper Basic, 280 points, and third was St. John's, 184 points. So these are some of the points I have. But like I tell you, on these sports, we will give you all the results of the hits when I got my order this year. And just to tell you that this weekend we are going to Sibanor for the West Coast Region 2 East, and then we'll be in Abuko for KM, that is Region 1, that is schools in Banjul and Serekunda respectively.
Yeah, one thing I want to add.
Yes.
If you look at the West Coast last weekend,
okay,
the number of schools in West Coast are too many.
Too many.
A lot of schools. And then this is why the competition, you know, they had to come in the morning to finish their events.
Some of the events.
Because
and in fact, start with some.
Yeah, one event will take them almost over 1 hour before they finish. 16 different sets, both upper and then senior secondary school. For every event, 16 different sets. Huge. So that is huge. And that was why the executive took it upon themselves to try to bring some schools that are close to Region 1 to add them to Region 1. But the resolution came in the AGM, and then, you know, there was some little campaign under it, and then, you know, it was thrown away. It was not endorsed. But we'll bring it back again, because what we have seen in West Coast, definitely, if it has to continue, and not all the schools in West Coast participated. Remember, you still have over 10 plus schools, or even close to 15 that did not take part. And if those people, those schools happen to take part, it will be it will be something else. They cannot 4 days. They cannot complete it. It has to be 5 or 6 days. And we also don't want to keep the students away from their schools for almost the entire week, just for a championship. We don't want that. So this is why we want to, just like how Sukuta is in Region 2. Scanet is in Region 2. You have the schools like Scanet, Sukuta, and Nemosu. They are all in Region 2. But then they are part of Region 1 when it comes to school sports mapping. We want to bring schools like St. Peter's, schools like Olindum, and then also Sinchubalia, the likes of Brufut, the likes of Brusubi, Jabang, and others, which are very close to Region 1, so that they can at least partake in Region 1 to decongest Region 2. Yeah, because West Coast, we have many schools.
Ismaila, thank you so much for this exclusive on Atlantic Sports. Finally, from you before we go, I know we have found our missing dog. Sport 360 have, we have, this is interesting. We have our missing dog in our studio, but the missing dog I emerged thanks to Ismaila in the studio. Ismaila, finally, before you go. Final word before you go.
Thank you. Finally, I want to urge all those who are watching us live, please try, endeavor to, if you are far away, endeavor to log on to your internet, Atlantic TV. I'm sure Atlantic TV will be there.
Atlantic TV, the Gambia.
Atlantic TV will be there.
Gambia, and then
we'll be in Basse, and then, to watch the sports live, and then also we'll have other media houses that will be there. But all those who are in the Gambia, please, the road, to Basse is the one that is calling. We want everyone to go to Basse on the 20th to the 23rd. If you want to watch an intriguing, sensational finals, this time around is going to be different, because every school wants to win now. Every school wants to become a winner, and every school wants their names to be up there. So at least if you want to see talents, in athletics, come to Basse. Basse is calling.
Basse is calling. And then
very seriously.
The number of medals you win, the number of...
Yeah, the number of medals will determine
your position.
Your position. Number of gold medals.
Gold medals. Yeah, the gold medal come first.
Because if two schools bracket in gold medal, they will look at the silver medals. And then also if there is a tie, they will look at the bronze medal. Right. I'm sure there will never be a tie in all those three.
Well, Ismaila, thank you so much for your time, and thank you also for your busy schedule to come to FM, what we call Atlantic TV Sport 360 Live. And of course, I'm so elated and happy that we have a very interesting interview, and obviously give more, of course, synopsis of the Gambia secondary school sports. Well, from me, Big Sam International, always, my name is Bakary Manneh, aka Big Sam, Sport 360 Live, only on the TV of the revolution. That is Atlantic TV. Every Sunday from 8 to 9. Meanwhile, big thanks to my camera people, Edu, Aliu, Sehu out there, and the one and only Rocky B International. From me, Big Sam International, until next Sunday, keep on sporting.